Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, December 1st. Happy first of the month to you guys. I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick and then we'll get started shortly. It's 6:22 right now, so the market's going to open in about 8 minutes. So it's got a few things here to update and we should be good to go. All right, looks good. A couple more things over here. All right, I think we're good to go. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium real quick. Profits from 33 locked in 4,500 for the day. Nice. So let me get the rest of these links sent out right here. All right, cool. So I got a few moments for people to make their way in. Post this up over here as well. Hey, Maria, morning. Morning, Sharon, morning, everybody. So today is Thursday, December 1st, guys. It is 6:24 right now. Market's going to open in about 6 minutes. So I'll get a few moments for people to continue to make their way in. I post this link up too. I've been sharing these links to like our social media and stuff so like new people can find us and stuff. So I'm just gonna post this up real quick and then we'll get started in a few. It's 6:25 right now. We got about 5 minutes till market open. So it looks like we are good to go. So, all right, guys, let's see. Looks like people are still making their way in. So looking over here at US30 or YM, whatever you want to consider it. We had news today this morning. So today, December 1st, Thursday, we had news over here at 4:30 and 5:30. So we had news at 4:30 and 5:30. I'm going to mark that up real quick. I mean, it's pretty easy to spot. It's these candles where they had these big spikes. So we had news over here at 5:30 and then news over here at 4:30. And then I think we have a couple more news events coming up as well. So let's mark this up over here as well on the other chart. So 5:30, 4:30. It's actually pretty spread out. Then we have news over here at coming up at see 7 o'clock, 6:30, 6:45, and 7 o'clock. So 6:30, 6:45, 7:30. We had a lot of news today. So we have news on actual market open. 6:30, 6:45, 7, and 7:30. It's got to be aware. So I have those lined up on the chart: 6:30, 6:45, 7, and 7:30. Then we have the Fed later at noon today. So we got a bit of a messy day today, but we'll see. We'll still try to use this to our advantage, of course. 6, 6:45, 7, and 7:30. Using it to our advantage by having higher volatility. So we'll see how that goes. Hey, Karen, morning. All right, guys, market is going to open in about 2 minutes. Here is the plain chart. I'll keep the order flow open over here for depth of market. One last thing is we're going to look at the overall direction of US30 today. It's not going to be a huge impact, of course, because we're scalping here, but we'll use it to our advantage here. We can have everything in one direction. So we got retail sentiment at 74% short. Fundamentals right now, currently 64 points in the green. So this looks like this could be beneficial to us because the long-term direction is bullish. Looking over here at the 4-hour, 4-hour is bullish. One hour also bullish. 30-minute also bullish. 15-minute also bullish, and then 10-minute over here also bullish. So with that said, we have a pretty bullish bias overall. We have a bullish bias long-term and bullish bias short-term. So we might be looking for buys today. If that becomes a case, then it's probably going to be beneficial for us to take trades like that. So I'm going to see where price goes. If we get a breakout here for a buy, I may possibly take it. It just depends on like how big the candle is. There's also news on this candle, so you want to be a bit careful with taking entries here. If I see price break and close above this high right here, it's probably going to keep pushing up at least to some extent. So if that happens, I'll probably take it for a partial move for the breakout or whatnot. Market is now open, guys. This is the 6:30 candle. So it looks like we're getting a push to the bottom right here. Price might actually go lower if that's the case. So this would probably be the breakout, but it's against pretty much everything that we identified here. Everything here is pretty much bullish. So I don't know if I'll be taking this right here for the breakout. I mean, if the candle here is too big too. The wick's too big, then it's obviously not going to be the breakout, but we do have this as news candle. It's news candle and its opening price. So I'm going to mark it up right there. And I'll just take off this red so that we can see it a little bit better. So this right here would technically be the breakout, it looks like, if it closes properly the next couple of seconds or so. I see a bunch of buy orders coming here though, so I don't know if I'd hop into this. I just saw a 20 contract, a couple other contracts there. So this is technically the actually, this is a little iffy. I don't know if this would be the breakout because the wick here is so big. There's just a bunch of red flags. So for this here, this was a news candle. Also, the candle here is just way too big. Plus the wick on the bottom is kind of big too. So I don't know if I would necessarily consider this, the breakout. If anything, I'll see if it retraces up and see if it comes back down. The reason I knew this was going to swing back up right here is because I was looking at order flow here. And I saw about like a 23 contract, 30 contract placed right when price got down here, and then it spiked right back up. So what I'll be looking for here is possible more orders here on the sell side for it to come back down. If we have more buy orders, then I'm expecting price to probably swing right back up. There's more sell orders coming in right now at the moment. but I don't know for how long that'll hold. So what I'll do is I'll keep this here. I'm not in this trade at all. I'm not even thinking about entering it because this goes against my entire bias over here. The whole bias here is bullish. So I think this drop here is going to be temporary, and I think price will swing right back up. With given time, maybe not right now, but maybe like towards the middle or end of the session, I think it'll correct back up because everything here is pretty much bullish. The only thing here that could be causing it to drop was the news that came out just right now. So we had news here at 6:30. Actually, it's not even news. It's the Fed member Bowman speaking right now. So it wasn't an actual news event, it's just the Fed speaking. So this might correct back up, but yeah, I guess this would technically be the breakout. I'm not really looking to take it though. You can see this candle right here, retraced super hard. So I'm still looking for entries here. Looking over here at YM, as you can see, or not YM, but YM and US30. We have a pending sell signal here. So if this sell signal closes, then I'll start looking for sells. But until these close here, I'm still expecting price to swing back up, because what we can get here is we can get price to reject off the pivot right there and swing back up. Same with the 5 minute here. Price can probably swing up in the last, minute or so, bounce off the pivot and then skyrocket all the way back to the upside. So I'm not really looking for sells just yet. We need that sell signal. If we don't get a sell signal here, then I'm still looking for buys. So I'm not going to follow this because I don't want you guys to like hop in and think that we're in this position. I'll leave it up there for you guys to follow, but I'm not in this position. So this is the breakout, but I'm not in it. Just want to make sure that you guys are aware, so that you guys can just randomly hop in. I will be looking for sells though if these two here close. The 5 minute here still has a minute left on the candle, so it has a long time. The 1 minute over here is starting to touch the news price down here from earlier this morning. And then also now it's getting to the sessions down here. So it looks like it's probably gonna hit TP. I do see some sellers coming in, or I've seen them flowing right here. And there you go, full TP. So if anyone took the breakout, it was a full TP, great work. But as I mentioned, I didn't take it for a lot of reasons here. For one, this candle here is too big. For two, is cutting through the sessions, news price. 3, the candle is too big right here in general. And then the wick down here is too big as well. So there's a lot of reasons why I didn't want to take this trade, because it didn't fit my criteria. But it looks like it did play out. I did see a lot of orders here fill in as price came down. But you can see now there's a lot more buy orders coming in as price is rejecting directly off the sessions right here. Purple line. Yeah, Brian said lots of liquidity on the bottom. I agree. Yeah, I got knocked out right here. Pretty much all the liquidity that was sitting right here. There's one right here that spiked down, but it didn't get down too far. But then there was still a lot of possible areas of liquidity here with these lows. So we'll see where this goes. I'm not going to jump into anything right now. I'm just going to wait for these to close. So the 5 minute did not close with the sell signal. So we still don't have that confirmation yet. This is starting back over. So we have about 4 minutes for this candle here to close. Until this closes with the sell signal, I'm not necessarily looking for any sells yet. So got to wait for that to close. And if it needs to swing back up, then it'll swing back up. They're both running for about 4 minutes. So we need both of these to close with the sell signal. All right. So let me see. I'm just going to take a screenshot of this and I'll send it in the group so that you guys can be aware of the breakout. If you guys are in it, it's about time to pull out. It's right at the sessions too. So TP breakout. So the reason why I put this on here, this trade's not an account because I didn't take a trade. The only trades that count towards our results are the ones that I actually take. So for this one right here, it's not going to count towards results. I'm just posting it here so that you guys can keep documentation of the breakouts, because I know some of you guys here still like to take the breakouts. So this will keep you on track to see if it's if it's been hitting or not. Looks like a couple of people here did take the breakouts. Let me scroll up real quick. Narith is currently up 4,500 for the day. So nice work right there, Narith. Rashida over here as well. She said she took the last push to the sessions on the breakout, locked in a total profit of 300 right there, full TP. Nice work, Rashida. I was thinking about doing that too, and it started to drop a little lower, but I didn't want to FOMO into that move, especially because news price is right here. But I'm glad to see that you guys still locked in profit off that. So with that said, now we just got to wait for some sort of direction in the market, some overall direction on the short term. So I'm still waiting for the sell signal to close here on the 5. I'm still waiting for the sell signal here to close on the 10-minute as well. So if these don't close, then I'm waiting for price to correct all the way back up. Or else, another sell signal here. We have news coming up again over here at 6:45. So we got a lot of news events coming up right here. And we got to be a bit careful with that. We got 2 minutes left on the 5-minute, 2 minutes left on the 10-minute. If these here close with that sell signal that's pending, then our direction is going to change. We're no longer going to be looking for buys. We'll be looking for sells. But it's just a matter of patience, guys. You just got to wait. You got to wait for that direction to be set, because right now there is no direction. The 10-minute and the 5-minute is still bullish right now, technically, because we don't have the sell signal closed. Once it does close, it's going to identify and confirm momentum in the direction of the bottom side. Once we get that, we'll see where that takes us. So we still got 1:45 left. Definitely a bit of some time. Nice. Kenny over here locked in a total profit of 205 for the day with that breakout. Nice work, Kenny. And we got Fern over here as well. Fern locked in the total profit of 1,510. Nice work, Fern. Solid. So I'm glad to see that a lot of you guys are still taking trades in the direction of bias, or the pending bias, or the breakout. You guys did pretty good so far. Yeah, Douglas said flirting with lows on the day of the 15th. Yeah, no, I can see that too. Kind of see it over here on the higher time frames. All right, so we got a minute left on this 5-minute candle and the 10-minute candle. We need this here to close with the sell signal. If we don't get that sell signal, then our bias still has not changed. The only problem here is if the 10-minute closes, then there's going to be a conflict between the direction on the 10 and a direction here on the 5. If it doesn't close here, then it's still bullish for both of them. This is just a hard pullback, but not a full-on reversal just yet. Got about 30 seconds left on this candle here. We got some more profits over here from Tasha. So Natasha over here locked in a total profit of 228 for the day. Nice work, Natasha. She made some profit off that breakout as well. All right, we got 15 seconds left on the 10 and the 5. If this closes, then our bias is shifting to a sell. All right, so they closed. As you can see right here on the 5-minute, we have a sell momentum signal. Price is below the pivots. The pivots are starting to angle to the downside. Trend meter is red. So we have a bearish bias on the 10-minute. Looking over here at the 5, same exact thing. We have a sell signal right here, identifying momentum for a bearish direction. The trend meter down here is red. Pivots are starting to angle to the downside. We have a bearish bias over here as well. So what are we going to look here on the 1-minute? Now that we have a bearish bias on the 10-minute, bearish bias on the 5-minute, we're now going to be looking for sells here on the 1-minute. So the pattern that I'm looking for over here is I'm looking for price has already dropped, right? So price has dropped quite a bit right here. I'm now looking for a retracement and continuation back down. So, I keep it as simple as possible here, basically looking for a buy signal to come up here to identify retracement and confirm it. Once we get a sell signal here, we can take that ride back down. A question that one of the guys asked me, one of the new people here on the YouTube asked me yesterday was if looking for a reversal signal here was new. This isn't new. This is something that we've always applied because you can get 2 sell signals. We already have a sell signal here, so momentum is already coming down. In order for us to get another sell signal, we need to get a buy signal to confirm the retracement. So that's what we're looking for here. This has always been the thing that we look for. It's not necessarily something that you have to look for, but it's impossible to get another sell signal unless you have a buy signal before it. So it's not new. It's just the way that momentum moves, right? Momentum can come down, momentum can go up, momentum will come back down. You can't get momentum down and then just have it momentum down again. So that's the reason why we're looking for the buy signal here. we're just taking a step forward. So we're taking a head start to our analysis rather than waiting for that to happen and then taking it later, right? So just to clear up some confusion there, if you guys didn't know that, but these momentum signals can only go from bullish to bearish. They can't go from bullish to bullish or bearish to bearish. They go one way or the other. So looking at this here, that's basically what we're looking for. We have the buy signal coming up right here. The thing that we need to pay attention to is whether the 5-minute and the 10-minute provide a buy signal as well, because if they do, then the buy is going to shift right back up, right? But currently at the moment, we do have a sell bias right now with regard to the overall direction on the short term. Long term still bullish, so just keep that in mind. Long term is still bullish, but the short term is currently bearish right now. So we'll see if this holds. If not, and price decides to swing back up, then we'll go back to looking for buys. So not a huge deal. It's just a little bit of an annoyance because it's going to take a lot longer for us to take an entry now because we have to actually wait for the 1 minute here to catch up. So we'll see where this goes. Looking over here at the Forex pairs, guys, there's no entries available right now. I took a look pre-market. I usually look pre-market because the candle closes at 6 a.m. So it's 6:43 right now. That's typically where I look for entries. I look for entries at 6 a.m., 10 a.m., and then again later in the afternoon at 2 p.m., 6 p.m., and 10 p.m. That's the convenience of trading on the 4-hour time frame, guys, is because the 4-hour candle closes at the same time every day, so you can be on schedule. You'll know exactly when to look for trades. There was an entry right here that I marked up. I was going to take it, but it didn't look like a strong candle because it didn't close above it very strongly, but it looks like it's about to hit TP or on its way to TP. We're just in a weird trading week. It's NFP, so volatility is kind of like all over the place. I don't see anything else here for us to take right now. Yeah, I think that's it. That's the only entry that's currently running right now. Anyways, back to US30 YM. Still no retracement signal right there. This was a news candle right, or actually let me close that. The news candle right here is coming up in about a minute. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ. NASDAQ over here is pending for a buy direction. If this here closes with a buy signal and this here closes with the buy signal in the next 5 minutes, then the NASDAQ over here is going to shift to a buy as well. Come back and take a look at that. S&P over here is bearish as well. We have a sell signal here on the 10, sell signal here on the 5, but it's not very strong as US30. So for US30, price is like way down here below the pivots, and it has a sell bias with regard to trend. Here on S&P, it's not like that. It has a sell momentum, but it doesn't have a sell bias with regard to the trend. So this might shift back up. If this is shifting back up, then I could see US30 possibly shifting back up as well. Because everything here is starting to be bullish. S&P's bullish, NASDAQ's bullish. US30 over here is still bearish, but it looks like it's attempting to come back up. So we'll see. It's a mixed bag right now between the indices. Yeah, you guys can see right here, the Dow is currently down negative. S&P's up, NASDAQ's up, Russell 2K is up. The only indice right now that's currently down for the US is the Dow. So we'll see where this goes. Thanks, Aaron. Yes, sentiment is currently 73% short right now as well. 72 actually, so it actually went down 1 percentage point. Or 2 from earlier this morning. So we'll see where this goes. The market volatility here has died down quite a bit. We have the buy signal here confirming the retracement. Now, if we get a sell signal right back down, we just need it to be somewhere down here. If it does come back down somewhere down here, then we can have a possible, we have a possible entry for a sell, but I don't know if we'll have that because we have all these red flags down here. So right over here, we had a news event that came out. News event at 6:45 was final manufacturing PMI. Let's check the news real quick. The news was neutral. Let me check my FX book to make sure I'm not missing any other news events here. Yeah, I don't think so. I think we're good. So next news event's going to be at 7, high impact. So we'll see that in a few. All right, so we got news right there. I'm going to mark that up over here as well. So here on US30, we still have a sell bias, guys. The 5-minute and 10-minute are still on that sell momentum. So we'll see if this ends up dropping back down, or if it swings back up and it reverses back into a bullish bias. So we still got the bearish bias here for US30. For NASDAQ, it's almost bullish here. It has about a minute left on this candle. For S&P, this here is still bearish too, until these candles here do close with a buy signal. 5-minute here is pending. 10-minute here is still pending as well. So S&P is kind of mixed. US30 over here is still bearish, but we'll have to wait for that thing to confirm, because we do have the confirmation of the 10 and 5, but the 1-minute over here is the main one that's a little iffy. It's all good. Just got to wait for that momentum to come in. Once we get that momentum, we can look for, possible entry. All right. So NASDAQ here, what you're looking for, if you're trading the NASDAQ, guys, you're just looking for this 10-minute here to close with the buy signal. If it closes with the buy signal right there, it's going to indicate that momentum's shifting to the upside. So you can probably look for buys here for NASDAQ if this closes. If it doesn't, then you got to wait for it to actually close. S&P over here is now turning bullish. 5-minute here, if this closes, then you still need a 5-minute here to close with the buy signal as well. But this is going to be the first step to price correcting back to the upside. US30 over here as well. There's no pending buy signal, so we're still looking for sells here. But if any of these do come up with a buy signal, then we might be shifting right back up for a buy. NASDAQ over here has got about like 5 seconds left on this candle. All right, so if you guys are trading NASDAQ, you can see here that the buy signal did close. So the NASDAQ is now bullish. I'm not trading this, but I'm just going to give you guys a little heads up. So this is bullish over here. Price is bullish with regard to trend. Price is above the pivots. Trend meter is green. Price, the pivots here are angling up, and the level 4 pivot is below all the other pivots. Same here on the 5-minute, same thing. Price is above the pivots. The trend meter is also green. Pivots are angling up right here, and they're all above the level 4 pivot on this side. So if you're looking for an entry here on the 1-minute for NASDAQ, look for buys. Back to US30 over here. This here hasn't shifted yet. We're still looking for sells because the 5-minute hasn't provided a buy signal. When this provides a buy signal and the 10-minute provides a buy signal, which we have right now, so we have a pending buy signal right here, this can shift the direction right back up. We don't have the confirmation yet, but if it does close, then we're now going to be looking for possible buys here. We need this to close, and then we also need the 10-minute over here to close as well. Once we get those two, we can start looking for buys here on the 1-minute. But at the moment, we don't have that right now. It's pretty mixed. S&P over here, same thing. S&P closed with the 5 over here. So the 5-minute on the S&P is now bullish. The 10-minute over here is currently pending. So if this closes right here, then you can start looking for buys here on S&P as well. So as you can see, that drop from earlier this morning right here was just a fake out, right? This was just manipulation this morning. After the drop happened right here, price is now swinging right back up to where it's supposed to be. If you remember the overall bias from this morning, everything here was bullish. There was no reason for it to come down. This here was just temporary fake out manipulation to trap people. Once it trapped people here for a sell, now it's coming right back up to stop everybody out, right? So this is why you don't want to chase moves like this, because stuff like this will happen right after. So you just got to be smart about the trades you guys are taking. You know, be patient, be disciplined. If your long-term bias is bullish, odds are it's probably going to swing back up and correct back into a bullish bias at some point, which it just did right here. So what I'm looking for over here is I'm still looking for these to close. If they don't close, then we're still looking for sells, right? I'm still here for a sell until we get a buy signal on these over here. So technically, if you get a sell signal right here on the 1 minute, this is still technically an entry. The only problem is that we have news coming up right here at 7, which is very high impact. So I don't know if I'll be taking a trade until that passes, because we're about 8 minutes from it. And the last thing I want to do is take a risky trade and not be able to hit my TP before the news event happens, and this ends up spiking in one direction or the other. So you want to be careful about that when you guys are looking for entries here. So we don't have a sell entry here yet, but I'm looking for possible sell signal to provide an entry. The main problem here is the big news event coming up at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock, we have ISM manufacturing PMI, very high impact. This is going to be directly correlated with inflation news. So probably want to sit out until that is played out. I mean, if the entry looks really good, then, you know, I'll probably take it for a quick little push, but if not, I'm just going to be safe, because this could end really well or it could end really badly, depending on where price spikes when it comes down to 7. Volatility here is starting to die down a little bit. So we don't have that sell signal, but once we do, everything here is still bearish. So just gotta wait for it. Got about 10 seconds left on this candle here. We got about 7 minutes till 7. So 7 minutes till a possible news event here. All right, still nothing here. I'm just waiting for that sell signal to come up, because that's going to be the catalyst for entry here, because we have a sell signal here, bearish bias, bearish bias. So we just need the sell signal here to confirm the entry. It's getting closer to news though, so I'm probably not going to take it. It's about 5 minutes till news. It's starting to look like a good entry though. So if it does close and I can get in and out quickly, then I, you know, possibly take it. But looking at this here, it's getting really close. It's 6:55 right now. So we got about 5 minutes until that big news event. Yeah, I'm probably gonna sit out. I'll just wait for the next one. It doesn't look like the sell signal here is going to close. Got about 20 seconds left on it. So I saw that pending sell signal on this specific candle, but it does not look like it's going to close unless it spikes down super hard at the last second. But just keep in mind, if you guys are looking for entries, you have to actually wait for it to close, right? Don't enter it 5 seconds early or 10 seconds early, because that can easily change, you know, in the blink of an eye. Another pending signal here, but it just doesn't look like it's going to move very smoothly. Patrick said the sessions are there too. Gotcha. Okay, good to know, Patrick. So it looks like the sessions might be on around current price point on the currency.com data or whichever data you're using, Patrick. It doesn't show on mine because the pricing is different for YM. It's a slightly different, but it's good to know. It's good to have an idea where, you know, those sessions are sitting. I think this might be too close to news price right here too. So either way, doesn't look like it's going to be smooth move at all. It's about 5 seconds left on this candle. Doesn't look like it's going to close with a sell signal, and yeah, no sell signal there. So we're about 3 minutes from this news event, guys. I'm definitely not going to be entering any trades right here. I'm just going to follow it if it actually closes, so that we can see if it plays out. But the main issue here is this big news event. It's high impact news at 7. It's basically inflation news. So I'm just going to sit tight because the last thing I want to do is enter a trade. And then when this news event comes out, price spikes like 1,000 pips, right? Because that could possibly happen, especially due to the severity of the news event. Pending buy signal here on the 5 minute as well. So we'll see if it closes, I'll mark it up. But again, it's not necessarily one that I plan on, that I plan on taking. Yeah, so there's an entry right here, but it's like literally at the news. News is going to come up in about 2 minutes, and it's cutting through news price down here as well. So this is technically an entry, but it's right at a red flag where there's news right here. Also, we have another news event coming up in about a minute. So it's not really a good entry to take. You can see the volatility die down a bit right here. It's because a lot of people are just waiting. Everyone's waiting for the news to come out right here at 7. And this is probably going to blast right through TP. And it did. So if you guys took it full TP right there, this was exactly what I was waiting for. Unfortunately, I don't want to take that risk and hop into it because it's so close to this high impact news, but it did blast right through it and hit TP. So unfortunately, this is exactly the entry I was looking for, and this is what I was waiting for, but it just got way too close to news right here at 7. It was also at news price right here, so it was considered a red flag trade to avoid. But if you guys took it, full TP right there. Let's see, Patrick said, I missed the switch to YM. Oh, so I'm assuming you haven't been on here like all week, right, Patrick? Because we've been using this since Monday. Question from Patrick, he's asking, are we not considering sessions on it? We do have sessions on it right here, but pricing is different. The data on YM it's the actual data. So if you're not familiar with like US30 and YM and the differences, YM is the actual future. I'm pretty sure you might be familiar with it, but YM is the actual asset that US30 is based off. US30 is a fake asset, right? It's an asset created by brokers so that it can mirror what YM is doing. So the reason why I'm using YM is because there's been so many data issues with US30 for the past couple of months now. Like for the past 2 months, we've been having a lot of frozen markets. We've had it where it's just laggy and it's not on time with FTMO. And that's the main reason why I shift over to YM, because YM is the actual asset. So there's no copying going on there. It's like the literal asset. And I bought this data from the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. So I have the raw data here. So I'm using YM here because it's faster. It's the raw data. It's the actual real data. For US30, we actually get a head start on FTMO. So I think this is like maybe a second or split second faster than FTMO. So what's been happening lately is with all my entries, I've actually been getting in at like perfect entry. So I get in and I have like no spread to cover because we get in like about a second early. So like whenever I enter a trade, I'm always like either at break even or almost in profit already, rather than starting the negative. So yeah, YM is the new recommended chart because it's the real data. The only downside to YM is that you have to pay for this data because this data isn't free. The data that we use from currency.com are pulling that from different brokers, but this is like the actual data from the actual exchange. So it's Patrick's asking, so it is available on TradingView. If you pull up YM right now, it's going to say delayed. So if you pull it up right here, if you click on this button here, it's going to say delayed by like 10 minutes because you have to pay for the data. I'm paying like $4 for this. It's not very expensive. There's a higher data from ICE, which is even higher than what this one is, which is like 110 a month. But I think this is fine. I just started using this to see if it worked well and if it was feasible, and it's been working pretty good. So that's what I've been using on this so far, Patrick. But yeah, this is probably going to be the main or the new one that we're going to be using, because since we're day trading, we need to have like the fastest data. We can't have anything laggy. We can't have anything freezing up on us. That's going to be the difference between us winning and losing a trade. So yeah, I'll be using YM moving forward, but it's the same thing. It's just it's faster and it's more accurate. Yeah, Patrick said, so if I'm not paying for the data, continue to use US30currency.com. Yeah, that's probably going to be the best option for the free data, Patrick. Currency.com is still good. The only problem is that it freezes up sometimes, right? That's the main problem. And it's just frustrating because we're day trading, so you can't have that happening. But so since you're here on the live session, you don't really need to pay for the YM because I'm going to have it on my charts already, Patrick. So you can compare the two. And you can just use YM for the live sessions. One thing that's also beneficial to using the YM data, Patrick, is that we can see order flow here. So if you pull up this right here, you can see where people are entering orders in the exchange. So if you can see right here, there's a blue number and a red number right here. These are contract sizes. So basically everyone entering like a standard contract for YM or US30, whatever you want to consider it, you can see people entering trades here. So like, for example, if we're entering a buy and we see a bunch of buy orders filling right here, then it's probably going to push in our direction. And then vice versa, if you're entering a sell and you see a bunch of sell orders right here, price is probably going to keep dropping because you're seeing the real orders come in. If you try to pull up this on currency.com, this is not going to work. It's just going to be all zeros because they don't have the actual data. They're not actual real asset. It's a copy asset of YM. And Patrick's asking, where do you pay for YM data? If you go over to your billing settings where you pay for your TradingView subscription, there's going to be an option there for extra data. For me, I use the CME data. CME is the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. There's also another data below called ICE, but for me personally, I use CME. And then when you want to pull it up, you just type in YM, and then you'll see right here, it'll come up. It's under CBOT menu. Yeah, no problem, Patrick. I think it's worth it. I mean, personally, I think it's worth it. It's $4. For this whole week, I've been having nothing but wins because we have proper data here, and it fits the strategy properly. So I pretty much paid off, my data fees over here for like the next couple of years with just like one trade. Let's see. Rashida said one thing she noticed: momentum signals are different on YM and currency. Like we'll have an entry on YM, but not in currency. Yeah, exactly, Rashida. The data is different. So you're going to have different sessions, and then you're also going to have different momentum based on like where price is currently at. Because the algorithm that I created for the momentum signal is based off price. So since the pricing is like a lot different, you're going to see some signals that are different. A lot of them are going to be the same, but you're going to see some that are different. So just an FYI. All of my algorithms over here are based off calculations. They're not based off the actual chart. So like whatever the price data is for whatever broker you're using or whatever asset you're trading, that's what it's based off. So that's why you'll see it, even though it's like the same chart, the momentum signals will be a bit different because pricing is quite different from YM to US30, since US30 is just a copy of this one here. So just keep that in mind, guys. But I do think YM here is probably going to be the most accurate. So this will probably be first in line, and then currency.com will be second in line with regard to data. Because I did all my testing on currency.com for all the strategy. So that's why I still personally use it from time to time. Anyways, the news candle over here spiked up pretty crazy. If you guys noticed here at 7 o'clock, this is exactly what I wanted to avoid, taking trades here. Can't see it too well here, but I'll go to this chart. Here is the news candle, this huge one right here. And you can see how this candle spiked up pretty heavy. This is why I didn't want to take any trades here, because depending on where your range was, you could have gone stopped out here pretty heavily if your range was too tight. So this candle right here spiked 1,440 pips. So if your stop loss was 500 pips, depending on where it was, you could have gone stopped out, or it could have shot straight to your TP. So that's why I avoid big news like this, inflation news, because you're going to get caught in that mess right there. Anyways, what we're looking for here on YM is we're still looking for a sell. We have the sell signal here on the 5. We have the sell signal here on the 10. We have a bearish bias here. Prices below the pivots, trend meters red. Pivots are angling down, they're starting to shift. Same here on the 5, prices below the pivots, trend meters red, and pivots are angling down. So with that said, we're still looking for sells here for US30. And on the 1 over here, the pattern that we're looking to fulfill is a retracement and correction. So prices already dropped, looking for that retracement, and then we're going to look for that correction back down right after. So it's just a matter of patience now, just like as it's been for like the past couple of days. We've been getting a lot of market structure like this where there's not really much of a direction or any opportunities for entry. Monday, Tuesday was very slow. We had to like trade after 8 o'clock to just get one entry. Yesterday was actually pretty good. I think we took 2 or 3 entries. They both hit full TP during the live session time. Today, there was one entry that came up right here, but unfortunately we couldn't take it because it was so close to news price, and then it was so close to the news candle over here as well, or news price from earlier. So there's just a red flag, plus it was too close to the upcoming news, so we didn't take that one. But the pattern here that we're looking for retracement still hasn't played out. Let's see, question from Madhu. Madhu said, hey, Sean, I started doing some back testing yesterday, trying to get more familiar and confident with taking the 1-minute momentum scalp when things align on the 5 and 10. It got me thinking about the 3-minute momentum scalp. And based on my testing, I think if you align the 15-minute with the 5 and 10, you can take the 3-minute scalp for 250 to 500. Last sell signal on 3-minute hit for 250 pips. Nice, Madhu. Let me put that in my notes. So I'll take a look at that as well. Just going to confirm what you just mentioned right here. So let me just confirm that real quick. So you mentioned, so for the 1 minute, it's 1, 5, 10. For the 3-minute, it's 3-minute scalp based on its testing. So Madhu, for that, are you using 4 time frames? Because I noticed that you're using the 15. So are you using the 5, 10, and 15, but making entry on the 3? I just want to make sure, because I'm kind of confused a little. Okay, gotcha. So you're using an extra one. So you're using an extra confirmation. Yeah, no, that's solid. I mean, the more confirmations, the better. But for me personally, I don't want to be overkill, right? So yeah, no, you're right though. But the more the better, because if you have 4 screens, actually, this is how I would do it. I mean, I would actually have it with 4. So this is how the strategy was initially applied when I was just doing like very, very quick scalps. This is actually similar to what we're doing now. It's just a little more. But yeah, it is a little overkill, but it makes sense, right? So like, for example, Madhu over here, he had a sell signal here, sell signal here, sell signal here on the 15, right? So on the 3-minute, he saw this sell signal that came up, and that's where he took his entry. Yeah, and it gives you even better entry right there. So yeah, no, I agree. There's 2 of them right here, actually. So there's a sell signal right here too on the 3-minute. There's a sell signal here. Let me see if it lines up. I think this was prior to the 5-minute signal closing. But again, right here is another sell signal. If that was after, you know, another full TP right there. So yeah, no, it does work pretty well. So yeah, if you guys want to play around with it, you know, this is the whole point of all of this. If you guys want to play around with it and figure out what works best, this does work good too on the 3 minute. The only problem with the 3 minute is that you don't really have very many entries, right? Because it's on a higher time frame. So you're not going to get as many swings up and down as you would on the 1 minute. So I do think it's cool and it's useful. And if you guys want to keep testing that, feel free. I think this is good for the 1, but yeah, for the 3 minute, that'd be even better because you could have an even longer direction. I mean, you guys could do this on a lot of things. This is actually how the intraday strategy was created too. So if you guys remembered, well, you can even see down here, Madhu. So you see the trend meter down here. There's a reason why it has 4 time frames, right? Because that's actually how I used to do it. I would have 4 time frames, and that's why there's 4 time frames here. Because that's how I would apply the intraday strategy. Have these over here. If these are all bearish and I get a sell signal here on the 1, that's where I would, or whatever time frame we're trading on, that's where I would take it. So yeah, you actually just identified the original strategy. I just kind of simplified it a little more. So it's not as overkill, but it does work. And if you want to try it on other assets, you guys can do that as well. So there's no entries here on US30 yet. We still need that retracement, which we don't have. Price is still dropping pretty heavily right here, but I'm not going to hop into it. So we're still looking for that same pattern to play out. Price drop below, retrace, continuation. Until we get this. No entry for us. Or if price starts to shift, we'll start looking for buys, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Everything here is pretty bearish. Nasdaq over here came right back down too. Same with the S&P. Yeah, that inflation was pretty much dumped price right back down. So S&P's down. Nasdaq's back down. US30 is still down. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Jonathan said not even new high low has appeared. Yeah, it's been dropping pretty heavy. So just be patient, guys. Don't force any trades here. We've had a great week so far, so there's no need to force anything at the moment. You got to wait for that trade to find you. It'll happen. It's just going to be a matter of time. It's 7:14 right now, so we still have a lot of time on the chart till 8. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. I'm more than happy to help you guys out with whatever you guys need some clarification on. But right now, we just don't have anything at the moment. This thing's been dropping down for a while now. But yeah, YM is bearish. NASDAQ is also bearish to some extent. S&P as well. Check CNBC real quick to see if there's any updates. Yeah, not really. That's crazy. Every time I look at the updates from the war in Ukraine, I feel like this isn't even reported on anymore. Like nobody even knows that this is going on, but it's still, it's still pretty intense. So they still have the war going on. Obviously the inflation news coming out, a lot of things going on behind the scenes as we get closer to the end of the year. And also the possible recession that we're going into next year. So a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that'll cause price to move around, but not really enough to help with our positions. Because what happens is a lot of times, like for example, here, the news came out at 7, price spiked down, and then now people are just sitting out and waiting. So volatility here is super low. Looking over here at the order flow, there's not really that many orders coming in. There's orders coming in, but they're the same level. So you're not really getting a big push in either direction. What I'd be looking for here is for like a big number to come in, like say about 20 contracts. 30 contracts, even 50 contracts. If you get something big like that, then price is probably going to get pushed in that direction. So the order flow here is going to help when identifying, whether a retracement is going to happen or whether a continuation back down is going to keep going. But at the moment, I don't really see any obvious numbers of direction here. It's kind of just going sideways. Yeah, exactly. Jonathan said he's pretending he's surfing, waiting for that perfect wave. Yeah, exactly, Jonathan. That's what I'm doing too. So we're waiting for that retracement. Until we get that retracement, we can't get, we really can't take anything here. Overall direction is still bullish overall. Let me see. 4 hours still bullish. 1 hour is bullish. 30-minute is neutral. $15-minute is bearish. $10-minute is bearish as well. So we have a pretty, it's pretty mixed now. Short term is bearish, but long term is still very bullish. So we'll see where this takes us, in the next while or so. Price is dropping pretty heavily right here. Looking over here at the sentiment, sentiment is currently 73% short. So with that, so that just indicates that 73% of retail traders are currently selling right now. So I don't think this sell is going to hold for too long. There's too many sellers on the sell side. They're going to have to shift price back up to stop everybody out. So as price does push back up, it's going to stop all these people out. But as you guys can see, volatility is super low. This candle right here is barely moving at all. And the reason for that is because there just isn't a lot of people that are still chasing the sell here. These candles are starting to get smaller and smaller. Yeah, about 200 pips. So it's not very much at all. Yeah, 73% short. Fundamentals are down 348 points. It's a lot. So this went from positive 64 to negative 348 points. So basically what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for the big numbers to come up on this blue side right here. If we get a lot of big blue numbers, then I'm expecting the retracement to happen. But we just don't have that yet. Nasdaq's now bearish. This 10-minute here is still pending. If this closes in the next 20 seconds or so, Nasdaq is now going to be bearish. S&P is already bearish. So S&P just lined up with US30. So we've got the bearish momentum signal right there. Bearish momentum signal right here on the 10. For the 1 minute over here, looking for the same thing. Retracement and continuation back down. Then over here at CNBC, everything's now red. Earlier it was just US30, the Dow Jones. Now everything's red, aside from the Russell 2K. So the Dow is red, S&P's red, Nasdaq's red. Russell 2K is still slightly bullish. The VIX here is also bullish as well. All right, guys, it's just a waiting game at this point. The volatility here has died down a little bit. I'll just keep looking at order flow over here. What I'm waiting for is a retracement. So if we get that retracement back up, then we can possibly write it back down further. But at the moment, does not look like we're getting anything right now. So if you guys have any questions and want me to look at anything, just let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to take a look at the Forex pairs over here to see if there's anything building up. There's a possible entry, or there's an entry here that's currently running actively for GBP CHF. But nothing there. We still have about We still have 2 hours left on this 4-hour candle, so I don't think we're going to have anything to, I mean, I can mark it up, I guess. So for odd JPY over here, this is a possible entry for a sell. Looking over here on the 8-hour, it's bearish. Daily is bearish. So over here on the 4-hour, we're definitely looking for a sell. If this candle here closes below the structure, that's going to be entry for an SR zone scalp. And with that said, possible entry right there. It's a little too tight though, so I don't think it's one I would take. It's only 200. It's 20 pips for odd JPY. I'll mark that up right here to come back to it. Odd NZD, nothing there. Odd CHF, there's too many zones there, nothing to take. Odd USD, nothing. CAD CHF, nothing. CAD JPY, nothing. CHF JPY, nothing. Euro odd, too many zones in that area, nothing to take there. Euro CAD, nothing. Euro CHF, EG. Euro JPY, nothing. Euro NZD, nothing. Euro USD, nothing. GA. No, there's too many zones around this area. There's one there. It's actually within a zone right now. So nothing there for GA, GC, nothing. GCHF, this is the only trade running. This came up last night at about 10 p.m. It's on its way to full TP here for 80 pips. It's too late to make an entry though. GJ, nothing here. Looking over at the GJ, it's pretty mixed. So not a good asset to trade right now. NZD CAD, NZD CHF, nothing. NZD JPY, nothing here. NZD USD, this is a trade we took. So this trade closed yesterday, guys. If you guys took the NZD USD trade that I called a couple days ago. So I called this on right here. So this is the signal for that right here. I called it on, I think on the 28th. This was the entry that I marked up. I took the trade. It finally hit yesterday morning. Right here, full TP blasted right through it, and then hit my full TP for a 5% gain. I made 512 off that on my personal account. So I took a 5% risk on that because I knew that was going to hit, and it played out perfectly. Some more profits over here from Deswell. Nice work, Deswell. He's currently up 2,115 for the day. So solid work right there. Not bad. So back to US30 over here. There's still nothing for us to take. We need that buy signal in order for us to take the sell. We have news coming up right here at 7:30. So hopefully that'll push price back up slightly so that we can get that retracement and then we can ride it back down further. I wouldn't recommend chasing this here. Price is way overextended. You guys can see how far it's dropped and it has not retraced yet. So from this high over here to where price is currently at, price has dropped 3,820 pips. So it's dropped super heavily. It's due for retracement. It's going to have to retrace at some time. Question over here from Zach. Zach's asking what lot size should be used for the US30 momentum on a 100K account. So thanks, Kip. Kip responded to it, said 50 lots. I'm taking a 10 lot. I'm on a 200K. So you just do the opposite for, or not the opposite. You do half of what I'm doing since it's a 100K account, which is half of my 200. So thanks, Kip, for that there. Maddie over here with some profits as well. Maddie locked in a total profit of 240 off his first account. So nice work right there, Maddie. And then his second account, he locked in 265. You can see this is his main account. You can see the green strip hit his full TP and pretty solid. Nice. Yeah. Maddie caught this little bounce right here. So, all right, guys, if you guys have any questions or if you guys have anything that you want me to cover, just feel free to pop into the chat. I'm still looking for entries here. I have my alert set up. So even if I do analyze something for you, I won't miss any entries here. We do have news coming up in about 5 minutes. So it's just a matter of time until this retracement will finally play out. Question from Kenny. Kenny's asking, hey, Sean, do you think the market will go back to somewhat normal next week? Normal is kind of like a subjective term, right? So I don't know what you mean by normal, Kenny. We're still in the holidays, so we're going to get some dead period here and there because of the lack of people trading. But it's going to be normal compared to like NFP because this is NFP week. So NFP week is always kind of crazy every month, right? Yeah, next month should be a little smoother because, or let me check the calendar real quick. NFP is always like this. So it's like this every month. It's not like it's a specific time where things go like kind of weird, right? I mean, it is the holidays. So with it being the holidays, volatility is a little bit lower, but with the weird movements is based off NFP because all this data is being released, unemployment data, inflation data, recession data, stuff like that. So next week we have OPEC. It's like the oil meetings. We have ISM services PMI on Monday, some more inflation news. Nothing here on Tuesday is trade balance, but it's light impact. Wednesday. No, there's not really much on Wednesday. Unemployment claims on Thursday and then PPI on Friday. So we have inflation news like 2 days out of next week. So next week should move like a normal week, but on these days, like Friday's going to be a high impact day. It's PPI. You're going to see price spike on this day for sure. On Friday, unemployment claims on Thursday. This here probably not as bad. Wednesday, not much news, and then some inflation news on Monday. So yeah, next week should be a little more closer to normal for this season. But I mean, we really don't know, right? That's why I never really look that far ahead. I take each day as it comes and I just, I execute what I need to do on those days. So yeah, I mean, we'll see. Yeah. Kenny said that's what I was asking because of NFP this week. Yeah. So yeah, this week is moving kind of weird, like where it's like dead Monday, Tuesday, picks up a little bit Wednesday, then it's kind of crazy again today because it's NFP. But yeah, it should move a little bit smoother next week, aside from Friday and then maybe Monday, because we have inflation news on both of those days. Today we had inflation news too. That's why we had this big spike right here. You can see this big candle here just shoot right back down. This is based off the inflation news. So we'll see where it goes for the next couple minutes or so. Question from Ryan. Ryan is asking, how do you trade US30 and U? I think I think there's a typo, right, Ryan? U, I think you mean YM. When I try to find them on TradingView app, I couldn't find the charts. That's weird. So if you type on your chart over here, you might be looking in the wrong place, Ryan. So you might be looking under FX, but even if you are looking under FX, it should be there. Looking at this. So if you go to if you just click on your chart, if you type in US30, you probably have it set on one of these. You probably have it set to like crypto or something, right? If you have it set to all the US30 assets will come up right here, Ryan. And then if you want to trade YM, if you type in YM right here, there's like one main one, and this is like the only one you'd use because this is like straight from the exchange. So this is how you would find it right here, right now. I don't know if you're like looking on your phone or somewhere else, but if you're on the computer, you just click on the screen and you type in US30, like literally on your keyboard, and then it'll come up right here for symbol search. And then YM, you do the same thing, YM, and it'll come up right there. You're on your app, so I'm not sure if you're on your phone, you would have to add it to your watch list. Because if you have it on your phone, you can just scroll down your watch list and then it'll show up there. So you probably have to add it on your computer. I mean, there's a way to do it on your phone, but I don't want to open my phone because it'll mess up my charts here. So I'm not sure how you look up the assets on there because I don't trade on my phone. But if you could add it to your watch list on the computer, that's how you'd find it. Nice, Nico. So Nico over here is trading a couple different assets, trading GU, US30, NASDAQ, and gold. So pretty good profit right there so far for the day, 1,210. Nice. And then his other account over here, I traded a couple of different assets, locked in total profit of 265. Not bad. Yeah, a lot of these moves here for these, they all are based off the inflation news over here. I mean, everything was pretty much affected. You guys can see right here when the inflation news came out, it kind of screwed with US30, screwed with NASDAQ over here, S&P, and I'm pretty sure it messed with gold. Gold's one of the main assets that it affects. So we had news right there at 7 o'clock. I think it was low impact. Or sorry, not 7 o'clock, 7:30. Yeah, natural gas storage right here. Neutral, wasn't expecting much from it. So that was a news event that came up right there. I'm just going to go and mark it up so I can take this off. I don't know why this one right here is right next to it. Yeah, I might have screwed it up a little bit. So 34518. Three, 4, 535. Yeah, I think I accidentally dragged that down earlier. All right, so there's still no entries here, guys. Price is still dropping lower and lower, but I still don't recommend you guys chase it because it's still due for retracement. This is like way overextended right now. Maddie said order flow is high on both sides. Looks like they're trying to trade news. Yeah, I can see that too, Maddie. Yeah, I'm looking at the order flow over here. There's a lot of big orders for buys. I just saw a 10 order, 13 order, 11 order. So this might push up a little bit. But there's just nothing for us to take right now. Yeah, no problem, Ryan. Nice. More profits over here from Nico as well. 1,600 for the day. Maddie said he saw another one right here, but he sat out on it. Yeah. I'd probably relax on taking anything too risky right now because it's just can't really tell what's gonna happen next. So if we don't get any entries from now until 8, I'll stay on the live session with you guys a little longer to see if we can find something because the market here is due for retracement. I think once it retraces, it'll start to provide some entries, but right now it's not really doing too much. I mean, we obviously have a sell bias here, so we're obviously looking for sells, but we need price to retrace and then catch that right back down. 10-minute over here for NASDAQ, it's still pretty bearish as well. There's a sell entry that came up over here. It looks like it already hit full TP. So not sure if anyone caught that. Same strategy we're applying on US30, but it hit over here on NASDAQ. S&P as well, same thing. There was an entry over here for S&P for a sell. So this one actually provided the sell signal that we were looking for. Yeah, so this S&P over here, we had a sell bias on the 5, sell bias on the 10. Sell entry came in over here on the 1 minute. If you took it full TP straight to profit target, this is exactly what we were looking for on US30, but we haven't had that yet. I need a retracement signal and then correction back down. So unfortunately, we don't have that yet for US30. Once we do, though, it'll provide us an entry point. So this is exactly what I'm looking for. See how this moved over here, guys? On S&P, price retraced up with a buy signal. Retracement was confirmed. Correction back down. This is where we made our entry, and it would have hit our TP. But yeah, still don't have that. All right, we got a pending buy signal over here on the 1 minute. Volatility super low though. All right, so we do have the buy signal right here pending. This is perfect. It doesn't matter if it's valid or invalid. We just need this here to close. Once we have that, we can start looking for a possible sell after. So the buy signal didn't close. Can't look for entry until it closes. It's gonna be the main thing right there. Okay, Christopher. Let's see. Nice. Yeah. Some people got into the sells earlier. Like we had a breakout from this morning where people did hop into it. So a pretty good amount of people did take the sells. This is the one that we marked up earlier. So there's been a pretty good amount of people here that hopped into those earlier this morning. So from earlier this morning, I believe Naritha over here took it, locking some good profit. Rashida as well took it. Kenny here took it. Fern here took it, locking 1,500 off that. Tasha took it as well, 228 for the day. Deswell as well, 2,115. And then some other people took some buys here as price started to swing back up. So a good amount of people hopped into those sells. I didn't hop into myself because I was waiting for confirmation, but some other people did. So still waiting for an entry here. It looks like Maddie took a quick scalp. This price bounces around. I don't really like how these candles are moving right here. You can see how slow they are. There's like literally no movement right here for these. This is like the worst time to enter a trade because this is just preparing for a breakout. So these candles here are probably moving less than 100 pips. Yeah, this thing is barely moving right there, less than 100 pips. And then pretty much just died out again. All right, this market sucks today. I think this is probably worse than Monday and Tuesday. At least Monday and Tuesday, like there is like some opportunities right here. It's kind of just going back and forth. NASDAQ over here still isn't doing anything as well. I mean, pretty much all the indices are kind of dead. For NASDAQ over here, you're still looking for a sell. So if you guys are looking for a sell entry, you basically are just waiting for the sell momentum to come up here. We have a sell bias here on the 10-minute, sell bias on the 5. You're just looking for entry here on the 1. Same for S&P as well. We have a bearish bias here on the 10, bearish bias on the 5-minute. You're just looking for a sell signal here on the 1 to make that entry. So we'll see where that goes. I mean, it's the same setup for pretty much all of these indices. We're looking for a sell here. We're looking for that sell signal. NASDAQ looking for that sell signal. For US30 though, we don't even have the buy signal. So we can't even look for that. We still need a buy signal before we can take anything. So US30 here is probably the slowest of the pack. It hasn't provided any retracement confirmation. It did retrace a little bit right here, but not enough to really confirm it. It's still technically dropping down ever since it dropped down from up here. So I don't recommend chasing this here because this can easily just shift back up at any moment to do for retracement. Nice. So Sean over here just posted his profits. He just passed his 100K phase 1 for TFT. So congrats to Sean over here. Nice. And it's been a journey for you, Sean. So he locked in a total profit of 8,017 for the day. And pretty big profits for the day. So it looks like you made a pretty big entry right here for these two, NASDAQ and US30. Some back and forths, but you definitely bounced back and locked in some pretty good profit. So nice work, Sean. Congrats on your passing phase 1. Now you just got to keep up that energy for phase 2. Yeah, and what I recommend is, don't rush phase 2. I see a lot of people who pass phase 1 and then they blow it all in phase 2, even though phase 2 is supposed to be easier. I think it's a psychological thing. I think once you pass phase 1, you think like you're invincible, and then you change your plan for phase 2. Stick to the same plan. Should be good. Man, this market sucks. If you guys have any questions, just put them in the chat. I'm just waiting for this retracement to happen, which you've been waiting for the past, let me see. So we've been waiting for this retracement since over here, right? When price got close to the news price. So we've been waiting about like 30 minutes for this retracement to confirm. And there we go. We might get it right here. I just need that to actually close though. So I'm going to be waiting for this here to close with the buy signal. If it closes, then we'll be good. If not, then just have to wait a little longer. All right, let's see if there's anything else over here. So no sell signal yet. I mean, it's pending, but it hasn't closed. So we don't really have much to work with here. NASDAQ over here, there's a sell entry that came up right there. That was a sell entry that I told you guys about. If you guys took it, it looks like it already hit. I mean, I don't know what the range is for this because I don't trade NASDAQ. I think we mentioned that I was like 250.50 or 250, 25.50. So that would have hit TP right there if you're doing that 2 to 1 off of NASDAQ. S&P over here still hasn't provided the sell signal. Only entry would be for NASDAQ right here. This would have been a full TP. We have the sell direction over here. All right, perfect. For US30 over here, we do have that buy signal. So now we're looking for a sell signal to come up after. That's going to be the main thing we're focusing on here. The retracement did confirm. The only problem is that we're in this whole red flag area now with the news price right here. So we'll see how price ends up reacting to the news price once it gets to that point. So we'll see if it bounces off, it provides a sell signal, then that could be possible entry for us. Otherwise, it's another couple minutes of waiting. It's 7:44 right now, so it's about 15 minutes till 8. If we don't get an entry right away, I'll probably sit on the live with you guys for a little bit after 8. I think 8:30 is my ultimate cutoff. But we'll see if we can find something from now until then. So we're basically just waiting for a sell signal to come up over here. So just reviewing everything over here, the 10-minute is still bearish. We have a bearish momentum signal here indicating that momentum's coming down. Price is below the pivots. Pivots are angling down and the trend meter is red. So the 10-minute over here is obviously bearish. Same here on the 5-minute. Price is below the pivots. Pivots are angling down. All the pivots are below the red level 4 pivot, and the trend meter down here is also red. So with that said, we have a bearish bias for the 10-minute, bearish bias for the 5-minute, bearish bias for the 1-minute because price is below the pivots, trend meter is red, and the pivots are also angling down. So the main thing that we're looking for here now is a momentum signal for a sell indicating that momentum is going to swing down. Once we have that, we've confirmed our requirements for the momentum scalp strategy, and we can take a sell when it plays out. So that's pretty much it. So looking over here at the requirements, if you go down the list, confirm trading the direction of overall trend. We've confirmed that on the 10, 5, and 1. Looking over here, confirm momentum on the 10-minute time frame. Momentum here is bearish. Confirm momentum on the 5-minute. It's bearish here as well. Confirm momentum on the 1-minute. This is the catalyst for entry. So once we get a sell signal here, we can enter on the close of the candle and then enter for a quick 100 pips. So our main focus is going to be on this 1-minute chart right here. We need that sell signal. Once we get that sell signal, we can take this for a sell. The main thing that you want to be careful for are the red flags. So we have an obvious red flag where price is currently at right now. Looking over here at the red flags, this is when to avoid trades. When price is near sessions, which are these green, purple, and red horizontal lines. When price is near opening price, which will be the blue line somewhere over here. I don't remember what happened to it, but it is somewhere over here. Yeah, I don't know what happened to it. I don't know why it disappeared, but it should be up here. I mean, it's too far from where price is currently at, so it doesn't even matter. But yeah, you want to avoid price near sessions, avoid price near opening price, avoid price near news price. All of these pink lines right here are news price. So if price is touching it or nearby it, or has to pass it to reach your TP, you're just going to avoid it because that's where a lot of manipulation happens. And then lastly, if candle prior to entry is too large and if price is ranging. So one main red flag here is going to be the news price. So just be careful for that. Other than that, there's not really much here for us to focus on at the moment. Still looking, but I don't see anything here yet. So let's go back to NASDAQ and see how this is moving. Looks like a lot of these indices are starting to shift back up. So the NASDAQ entry over here did hit full TP already, and then it shot back up. S&P over here is starting to shift back up as well. We have a pending buy signal on the 5-minute. I think we have a pending buy signal on US30 as well. So yeah, this might be a shift. We might be shifting from sells back to buys. So looking over here on the 5-minute, we have a pending buy signal. So here we go again. This is kind of similar to what happened, I think, on Tuesday, right? I don't know if it was Tuesday or Monday. One of those days we had the same situation. Price went the opposite of the long-term direction. And then towards the end, price came right back up. So there's a lot of dead period here. There's not much for us to take. I'm going to go over here and take a look at the Forex trades again, or Forex pairs. See if there's anything that I can possibly take. This is, if this closes below here, this would be possible entry, but it's closing in the next 2 hours. So I have a lot of time between now and then before I can take anything. Yeah, I don't really see much here at all. GBP CHF is on its way to full TP right there. GJ, nothing. GN, nothing. Yeah. No Forex pairs to take. US30 over here, the 5-minute closed. So this is no longer bearish. Okay, so there's a mix here. The 5-minute is shifting to a bullish momentum, or it shifted to a bullish momentum. The 10-minute over here is still bearish. So we have no alignment. We can't go to the 1-minute yet. We have to focus on these two. We either need to wait for the 10-minute here to provide a buy signal so that it can shift to the buy side, or we need to wait for the 5-minute here to switch back to a sell so that we can go back to looking for sells, right? So one or the other. Either this here changes to a buy, or this here changes back to a sell, and we go back to looking for sells. Either or, we can't take it because without these two met, it doesn't fulfill the criteria 2 and 3 of the requirements. So if we don't get 2 and 3 over here, then we can't move on to step 4, right? So until these two are met, we can't look at step 4 where we can't take an entry. So just again, you know, a matter of patience here, a matter of discipline, not chasing this move. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Otherwise, you know, we'll keep looking for possible entries here. Let me check my schedule for this week. I don't think I have any more mentoring sessions, so that's kind of a good thing. It gives me time to focus on the videos for the new course. So I just want to show you guys another breakdown of the course, because I know some of you guys were asking about it. If you guys are new here and you guys want access to it, the course will probably be done hopefully by the end of the year, if not early next year. So if you guys have been part of the course already, you guys know that it's pretty it's pretty wide. Like there's so many different videos and so many different strategies to follow. I'm going to be revamping the course like this for 2.0. Basically, the old course will still be on there, but our main focus will be on these 3 strategies that we apply here on the live session and for all the signals that I send out. So the 3 main strategies is the momentum scalp, high-low momentum pivot scalp, and the SR zone strategy. So that's pretty much it. I'm just going to go over these concepts too as well. Fundamental analysis through CNBC and retail sentiment through daily FXIG. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, it's going to cover the main strategies we apply here with regard to the 1-minute live trading. And then for the Forex trade here that I'm looking at, there's just one strategy that I use for everything on here, the SR zone strategy. So just keep that in mind. I know some of you guys were asking like what the new course is going to look like. It's just going to look more organized. I mean, it's pretty organized as is now. There's just too many videos. So I'm going to put an emphasis and focus on those 3 strategies. And other than that, this market sucks. So the 5-minute here is bullish. 1 minute here is, I don't know what's going on with 1 minute. 10-minute here is still bearish, but this can easily shift. If it shifts, then great. If not, then I'm waiting for this 5 minutes to come back down. The 1 minute is bouncing off the pivots right here. So this might be a shift back to the downside. But again, you know, we have to wait for that to confirm before we can take anything. It's 7:53 right now. So it's about 7 minutes till 8. You know, as I mentioned, I will stay on here for a little longer just to see if we can find something. If we don't find anything by 8:30 or, you know, anytime around there, then I'm probably just going to wrap it up. This market's putting me to sleep. It's been super, it's either been super directional or it's been like kind of dead. So kind of pushed down right here a lot and then died down, pushed up a little bit, and then now it died down again. So not really useful to us at all. Nasdaq over here is also mixed. This is bullish. This is bearish. S&P over here, same thing. This is bullish and this is bearish. All right, we have a sell signal right here on the 1 minute, but unfortunately we can't take this trade because the 5 minute here does not have a sell signal. Looks like it could have been a good entry too if it closed properly or if we had the opportunity. Yeah, C6 said he's going to chill out. All right, another pending sell signal over here. But again, even if we get the sell signal here, we can't take the trade because it does not align with. So for one, it doesn't align with the momentum strategy over here. It also doesn't align with the high-low momentum pivot scalp. So there's just no opportunity for entry here. Yeah, I mean, it didn't even close, or it's still pending right there, but there's no entry for us to take at the moment. If we get the 5 here to close, that's the main thing I'm looking for. I actually want the 5 minutes to close with the sell signal so that we can catch this as price drops back lower. But the 1 minute still didn't close with the momentum signal either. Let me check the news for today. I know there's some more Fed meetings later today, I believe. So we have Fed member Barr speaking at 12. It's a long time from now, though. Let me check my FX book. My FX book, we have, I mean, nothing right now, really. Yeah, Fed member Barr speaking at 12. So yeah, not really much for us to take here. Yeah, volatility is just, I mean, it comes and it goes. Sell signal never closed there. 5 minutes still bullish. 10-minute here. We need that buy signal, but it doesn't look like we have enough volatility to actually get that buy signal here. Looking over here at the NASDAQ, same thing. There's no direction. S&P, same thing, no direction. So it looks like all of the indices are pretty much in the same boat. They don't have a line direction. The 10-minute is not aligned with the 5 here. Same with NASDAQ. 10-minute is not aligned with the 5. And lastly here for US30, same thing. The 10-minute is not aligned with the 5. Yeah, nothing right now. If you guys have anything that you want me to analyze, just drop your question in the chat. I can analyze whatever you guys want me to. I'm just getting really bored with the market right now. Another main one that we can probably look at would be like gold, right? Because a lot of people like to trade gold. So what I'll do is I'll make a copy of this. I guess we can take a look at gold. So I don't know if I would like for this here, I'd probably trade the actual gold future. But I mean, looking over here at gold, it's also kind of mixed here too. So the trend over here on gold is bullish. For the 5-minute and 10-minute, the momentum is bearish though. So we have a sell signal here, but the trend is very bullish. Same with the 5 sell signal here, but everything is bullish. Looking over here at the 1, it's a mess as well. So it looks like it's not even just US30. It's everything is kind of a mess right now. US30 is a mess. NASDAQ's a mess. S&P's a mess. And gold here is an even bigger mess. If you look back at the previous entry though, the entry here was actually really good. So like the last entry right here, and I can just replay it. So everything here is bullish, right? At this candle right here, you can see it was bullish on the 5, bullish here on the 10. If you were to take this one right here, again, I don't trade gold, so I don't know what your range would be. I'm assuming it'd be the same thing, 100, 300. If you were to take this trade here for gold, because everything lined up, this would be a replay to like right there. And this would be a replay to the top as well, where it's currently at. So as you guys can see, the same strategy works for gold too. So looking at gold here, 10-minute, 5-minute, bullish, bullish, bullish momentum, buy signal right here. If you were to take that trade and you let it run, would have took a few minutes, but eventually would have hit full TP and blasted right through it. So, I'll keep an eye on these because these are like the main assets that a lot of people like to trade. You can scalp any one of these. The strategy works for pretty much everything. I personally don't trade it because the lot size differs from broker to broker, and I'm not really looking to risk that because I blew all my MFFs a couple months ago because I took a trade. I think it was gold, and then the lot sizing was way different from FTMO to MFF, and it ended up taking like a 10 times the normal size of the lot size on MFF, and ended up violating my account. Back to a US30 over here. I saw that there was a pending buy signal, but then I came back to it and it actually didn't close. So it did have a pending buy signal, but it didn't actually close on it. Gary's asking, how do you make out that the 5-minute and 10-minute is all aligned? I mean, you just look at it, Gary. So if you look at the 10-minute and you look at the 5-minute, you look at the trend, right? Is the trend here bearish? Yes, it is, right? Why is it bearish? Trend meter down here is red. Trend meter down here is red, right? Prices below the pivots. Prices below the pivots. Pivots are angling down. Pivots are angling down. That's how you can align it, because you look at these two and they both have the same direction. They both have the same trend. They both have the same, well, they don't have the same momentum right now, but everything else is the same. Does that make sense, Gary? You're looking for the same thing. So in order for you to confirm the trend, you're looking at the trend meter down here. If the trend meter is red, then that means it's in a downtrend. Also, you're looking at price here. Price is below the pivots. That indicates that it's in a downtrend as well. Lastly, the pivots here, which is laggier than all the other confirmations. If you look at the pivots here, and they're all angling down, the strongest pivot's going to be the level 4. If all the weaker pivots are below the level 4 and they're angling down, this is going to confirm that it's in a downtrend, right? If you do that on the 5-minute, you're doing the same exact thing. That's how they're aligned, because that's how you determine which direction you're both going. So they're both here bearish, and then the last step is to confirm momentum, right? So the trend is going to be something that's going to usually stick for a while. So if you have that confirmed, if you have that tied in with momentum, so first you have the trend, and then second you have the direction of price. Right here we have a sell signal, and we have a sell signal over here, right? So if you line these up together, you can tell that these are both aligned because they're both going in the same direction. Currently, right now, they're not going in the same direction because the 10-minute here is still bearish with the sell signal, but the 5-minute over here has a buy signal. So right now, they're not aligned. But if they were all the same trend, same momentum, then you can confirm that they're actually aligned. Yeah, no problem, Gary. You know, it's really just making a complicated concept simple, right? I feel like a lot of people make it very complicated when they try to align different time frames. You're just looking for the same thing on both time frames. If it's the same thing, then they would be aligned. So that's like one thing I don't like to do anymore, which I used to do, was drawing trend lines, right? The trend lines differ a lot between time frames. So like if you were to draw a trend line here on the 10, trend line here on the 5, and then trend line here on the 1, they wouldn't align, right? Because this is bullish right now. Realistically, it's not bullish, but if you were to draw a normal trend line here, you would expect this to be bullish, right? Realistically, it's just consolidating because it's bearish here. Trend meter is blue, and you can see prices kind of going between the pivots over here. So using these indicators that I've created, they make things a lot easier because you won't mistakenly think that price is actually bullish here. It's not bullish yet. It looks like it's trying to be, but it's not there yet. So real direction here is sideways. And you can kind of tell just by looking at the indicators here. So this is the real direction. Just looking down at the trend meter, it's blue. So that's how I kind of knew it was already going sideways. I drew my structure there, and you can see that realistically it is going sideways. Okay, so back over here on the 5, we still don't have a direction set here. 10 minutes still bearish. We have a pending buy signal here, but it hasn't closed yet. So we'll see if that provides confirmation. I mean, if not, then we'll still be looking for sells as long as this here provides us with the sell as well. So first and foremost, we just got to make sure that the 10 and 5-minute align. If we don't get that, then we can't really take anything at the moment. Let's see, Anelli just sent me some profits. Let's see what Anelli did for the day. Anelli locked in 427 for the day. Nice work, Anelli. It's looking better than my account right now. My account's set to 0 because I haven't taken anything for the whole session. I'm still looking for an entry here, but just the way that the market's moving, I don't think we're going to get anything from now until 8:30. But 8:30 is definitely going to be my cutoff. So if you guys have any questions or want me to cover anything, just let me know, and I'll take a look and confirm whatever I need to for you guys. Or if you guys have profits to post up, feel free to post them up as well. CSIC over here just posted his profits, locked in a total profit of 3,150 for the day. Nice work, CSIC. My account is pretty much blank because I don't trade Asia session anymore. I just don't think it's worth it. Basically all of my risky trades came from Asia session, and I never felt good about those trades. So I'm not trading Asia at all anymore. The only time I trade Asia is for my Forex entries, but not for US30. So I literally haven't taken anything today. Didn't take anything pre-market, didn't take anything during London or last night. So looking at this here, it looks like price is coming back down. So my main focus right now is going to be the 5-minute. If we get a If we get a sell signal here on the 5, we can start looking for sells on the 1. So this is going to be the main thing that we're going to be focused on. 5-minute right here, sell signal. If we get this, we'll start looking for sells. If not, then we got to wait for price to shift back up. But I'm hoping this volatility picks up because market's been kind of dead for a while now, for like maybe the past hour. It's in pushing, but it's not really pushing in a aligned direction. S&P here is bullish though. So looking over here at S&P, which is weird because S&P mirrors US30. The S&P 10-minute candle here actually closed. So for S&P, you're actually now looking for buys. The trend meter still hasn't shifted yet though, so this might just come back down. But technically this would be shift in momentum. All right, so yeah, 5-minute over here looking for a sell signal. Obviously don't have that yet. All right. So yeah, the main thing we're looking for is for the sell signal here to come up. If this can come up right here, then we can start looking for sells on the 1. The only main problem here is that this 1 minute, if it is dropped below, it's going to be right at the news price again. So we still have this whole what we consider red flag area where we can't really trade in. So we got to wait for a little bit of a confirmation here. Nemesis is asking question to join the premium channel. I just need to subscribe to the 75, right? I'll be missing most of the live trade sessions because of work, but I want to be seeing what is being traded by the team. All right, so we didn't get that sell signal that we were looking for. Price is still, yeah, price is still going sideways. So I was looking for the sell signal here on the 5. It doesn't look like it's coming. NASDAQ still bullish. Yeah, so technically this would be a buy entry here on NASDAQ if anyone is looking to take any, but the trend here isn't very strong on the 5. However, it's still, fits criteria. Yeah, I don't trade NASDAQ, so I don't know what the TP stop loss should be. I think 2550 is like the setup here for NASDAQ. I just marked it up right there. I'm not in this position. I just wanted to show you guys. I just don't know what the TP stop loss would be because I don't trade NASDAQ, so I can't really tell you what the TP stop loss should be. It's a lot of back and forth movement here for S&P over here. I wouldn't take the buy yet. So I actually would, this NASDAQ buy is kind of risky. The reason for that is because the trend meter here on the 5 isn't bullish. So typically you want to make sure that all of these are aligned. This here is actually going sideways. I know it's green down here, but it's like right between the pivots. So it's not one that I would necessarily want to take. Same with the 5 over here too. The 5, the trend meter is actually red. So this is what makes it risky because you want these to be bullish. Like you want the overall trend to apply the momentum scalp. So just going back to the requirements here, confirm trading in the direction of overall trend. There's no overall trend here. This is bearish. This is bullish. This over here is neutral. So that actually wouldn't have been an entry to take. Same here with S&P. This is bullish and this is bullish with momentum, but the trend meter is still red. So this is actually bearish. So this is bearish with the trend. This is bearish with the trend. Momentum is just bullish. So neither of these would be entries to be taking. Same here with like US30. Everything here is still bearish, right? So like, even though we have a bullish momentum, everything here is still bearish. So the 5 minute here or the 10 minute is bearish, bearish trend, bearish momentum. Here on the 5 minute is bearish trend, but no bearish momentum yet. So I'm just waiting for this here to close. And once it closes with a sell signal, then we can possibly look for entry, but we just don't have that yet. So this right here is dropping quite a bit. Tyler's asking what sell signal. What are you referring to, Tyler? Sell signal are the vertical lines right here. So we're looking for a sell signal here to provide momentum for a sell. We have a sell signal here on the 5. On the 10, this is indicating momentum is going down. We don't have it here on the 5, so we can't take the entry here until we get that sell signal. So that's what we're waiting for. These here have to line up. This one is here for a sell right now. So this has a sell bias with regard to trend and momentum. This 5 minute over here has a sell trend, but it doesn't have a sell momentum yet. So that's what we're waiting for. We can't go down to the 1 until we get it here on the 5, because we want everything to line up. We want the trend to line up here. We want the momentum to line up here as well. But until these two line up, we can't really take anything here on the 1 minute. So that's the main thing that we're waiting for, Tyler. Waiting for this here. So it pretty much goes in order, right? So it's basically like a top-down analysis. We have the 10 over here already indicating that's looking for that sell. But this one over here, we're just waiting for it. We don't have it yet, but that's what we're waiting for. I'll put the requirements up here so that you guys can check off the list again. So again, over here, first step is pretty much covered, right? Confirm trading in the direction of overall trend. This is already there. So the 10 minute is bearish. Price is below the pivots. Trend meter is red. Pivots here are angling down. Perfect. 5 minute, same thing. Price is below the pivots. Trend meter is red down here. Pivots are angling down. That's bearish. 1 minute over here. This isn't exactly what we're looking for yet, but I know that when price does finally come down, so say for example, we get the sell signal here on the 5, then price will typically be a lot lower, right? Like down here. So when that's the case, this trend meter should turn red and price will be below the pivots, plus the pivots will probably be angling down. So we're just going from a top-down analysis. We can't get down to the 1 minute yet until we confirm the 5 minute over here. So with that said, once this is closed with the sell signal and it's down here, then this requirement will be met. We're taking a step forward. So these requirements are not met yet, but we're waiting for them we're anticipating them for them to happen. Confirm momentum on the 10 minute. We have a sell signal here. Confirm momentum on the 5 minute. That's what we're waiting for. So once we have the 5 minute sell signal here, then requirements 1, 2, and 3 will be met. And then for the fourth requirement, that's going to be the entry. So this is going to be our catalyst for entry. Once we have these all met up, this is why we're assuming these are going to be met. Once we get to the fourth one here, sell signal on the 1, that's where we can make our entry. So step 5, enter on the close of that candle. Once it closes, we can enter for a quick profit target, and then that's pretty much it. So here, this is exactly what we've been waiting for. There goes that sell signal that we've been waiting for on the 5 minute. It's pending right now. So we got the sell signal right here pending. If this here closes, perfect, then we're going to be ready for entry here on the 1 minute. But it has to close, so just keep that in mind, guys. You have to actually wait for it to close. So this 5 minute over here has 4 minutes left on the candle. So if this here closes, it's not closed here on the 5 yet, so you can't take the entry yet, because this here has to close first before you get to the next one. All right, so this is not an entry here, guys, because this here still hasn't closed, right? Just want to give you guys a heads up before you guys enter this trade here, because we need this to be confirmed first before we can take it. Thanks, Pat. Yeah, I noticed that too. Patrick mentioned there's a possible 1 minute triple confluence, but then it disappeared. There's actually another triple confluence right here off this candle, Patrick, but I'm not really looking at those right now. I'm just focusing on the momentum scalp and momentum high-low momentum pivot scalp. So this here actually might have been an entry for a high-low momentum pivot scalp. The only problem is that, I mean, I guess you could still technically take it. It's just risky because it's so close to the news price down there. Yeah, it's a little risky, but I mean, if anyone wants to take it, you could still probably still take it. This is a high-level momentum pivot scalp right there for a sell. It already hit CP. I was gonna take it too. I was thinking about it, but I don't know. I didn't take the step that I should have taken to take it. So this entry right here is actually for the other strategy that we're applying. I was too focused on the momentum scalp, so I didn't hop into it. But this right here was the high-low momentum pivot scalp. So like basically right here, identify momentum signal. We have the signal right there. Draw a zone at the high-low. There's a zone right there. Confirm momentum is rejecting off the zone, which it is. It's pushing away. Confirm trading the direction of the trend. The trend meter here wasn't red. That's like one reason why I was kind of iffy about it. But the pivots here were angling down. So we could have confirmed that it was bearish and you would have entered right there for a full TP. So yeah, Madhu actually caught it. So nice work, Madhu, catching that entry right there. I was going to take it. I was thinking too much. You can't think when you take these entries. Like once you see it, you just got to hop in. Unfortunately, I was just thinking too much and I missed it. But it's okay. I was waiting for this here to close. This was my main thing because I typically like both of these to line up. I want like this strategy to line up with this one because when they do line up, it's like almost a guaranteed win. So nice work, Madhu, catching that full TP off that. All right, so looking at this here, unfortunately, I missed the entry. If you guys took it, great. If not, it's okay. So Anelli over here posted his profits. This is the trade he just took for this one that we marked up. Anelli over here at full TP, nice green strip right there, Anelli. Full TP for 595. Total profit of 1,022 for the day. Great work, Anelli. Patience paid off. Glad to see you locked it in. Patrick over here as well. He said tough market today, but he'll take his profits. So he locked in a total profit of 1,967 for the day. Nice work, Patrick. Yeah, I was hoping to catch something towards 8:30, but the market volatility here is it's just not there. It's dead. Not too much movement. I thought too much about this entry here. I should have taken it, but it's all good. Still no sell signal here on the 5-minute. There's a pending sell signal there, but it hasn't closed yet. I need that to close there so we can get that confirmation. Hey, what's up, T? How's it going? I know we all been here for a minute. We haven't found anything yet. Pretty much there's a couple entries that came up, but one of them was like at a red flag. This one over here that we just saw, it didn't align with the overall direction and bias, so I didn't take it, but could have been good. This one over here, we've got some time. Here, let me see. Kenny sent me a YouTube link. Oh God, Biden's gonna speak. All right, so we got Biden speaking later today. You guys want to be careful then. Yeah, Biden and France's Macron holding a joint conference in the next 30 minutes. Why did they have to use a picture of Biden like this? I feel like they pick like the worst pictures of Biden. Thanks, Kenny, for this link right here. So Biden's going to be speaking in about 20 minutes. So I'm definitely not going to be on for too long. I mean, I might just wrap it up here because I don't see anything coming up. We have this, the market is just ranging now for US30. It's not really doing much, which is normal. This is why I don't trade after 8. As you guys can see, once it hit 8 o'clock right here, what happened? Price started to range, right? So we're now in a range, and this is kind of pointless because there's nothing for us to take here. This is why I usually cut off my trades by 8 o'clock. If we don't have a trade between 6:30 and 8, then I usually sit on for a little longer and catch the trade if it does come up. This was a trade that actually came up and I totally missed it. So this trade over here was the trade that I was waiting for. Unfortunately, I didn't catch it. And now I pretty much lost my opportunity to take any trades today because price is now in a range. But this here would have been the entry that we would have taken after 8. 8:30 is like my ultimate cutoff. Basically, if I don't see anything between 6:30 and 8, I'll trade until 8:30. If I don't see anything by 8:30, then I pretty much call it a day. 8:30 over here is it's usually where the market does start to go in a full-on consolidation or a big range. So I don't really see anything. Yeah, thanks, Kenny. Biden's going to be speaking a little later. Yeah, but as you guys can see, there's nothing going on here. Price is just ranging. I mean, looking over here at YM or US30. There's just nothing for us to take. All right, guys. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. If you want me to analyze anything, go ahead and put whatever asset you want me to analyze in the chat. I can analyze it for you. But at the moment, I don't see anything for us to take here for US30. So I'm probably going to call it a day, which is fine. I mean, I'm doing pretty good for the week so far. I haven't had any losses. So for the week so far, these are my profits, as you guys have seen. So adding up all my trades for this week so far, 38.40 plus 41.90 plus 37.40 plus 37.40, 37.40 plus 45.30. So this is where my account's sitting right now across all my accounts. All of these right here added up. So I'm not really like looking to force anything. If I see something good, yeah, obviously I'll take it, but there's nothing good right now. There's no direction. There's no confluence between the 5-minute and the 10-minute. It's pretty much just going sideways right now. So with that said, it's probably best to just sit out the market. Unless you guys really have to trade, then, go ahead and try to get something in. But I think the market's going to be going sideways for a while, especially because Biden is going to be speaking in the next couple of minutes. So you probably want to sit out of the market until he's done speaking. All right, Patrick. Santa Sean's going to get us all gifts this year. Yeah, I'm going to get you guys some more of these wins, hopefully. Yeah, there's nothing going on here, guys. For NASDAQ, there's nothing here either. Everything is mixed. 10-minute here is kind of neutral. 5-minute here is bearish. 1-minute here is bullish. S&P over here, same thing. S&P is bearish over here with the trend, but the momentum is still bullish here. So there's just no direction here at all with regard to the trend, with regard to momentum. Looking over here at gold, gold's actually pretty bullish, but you need the buy signal here on the 10 to confirm it. So trend here is bullish. Momentum here is not confirmed. Going back to US30 over here, I'm getting a couple of alerts. All right, let me sit. I'm going to hang out with you guys for a little longer because we have this pending buy signal here on the 5. I saw your message, Madhu. Madhu said he can give me another challenge, right? All right, so I'm going to sit tight with you guys for like maybe another 4 minutes or so to see if this here closes. Actually, let me measure this real quick because if it's too close to the all right, so a couple of things here. If this closes with the sell signal, then I'm going to call it a day. If it doesn't, then I'll probably wait for this here to possibly close with the sell signal. Actually, this isn't going to work because even if price drops below here, we're way too close to the news price right here, which is going to be a red flag. So I can't take a trade. So we got about 4 minutes till 8:30, but I don't think anything's going to happen from now until then. It seems like a lot of people are basically just out of the market now. They're just waiting for Biden to speak at about 8:30. So it's in a straight consolidation right here. Looking at the order flow, there's not really much coming in here either. Pretty much orders coming at the same level. But yeah, this right here does not look good at all. Price is literally just going sideways right here. All right. So I think that's about it, guys. If you guys have any questions, feel free to message me on Telegram. If you guys want to email me, you can email me at sean@kodikaitrades.com. If you guys want access to these indicators and these strategies, just go to the website, kodikaitrades.com. This is what the website looks like. You can click on this right here to get your access to the indicators. If you just want access to all the previous live sessions, I've been trading live with you guys every day for like the past 3 or 5 years now. You can go on the YouTube channel right here, just go to live, and then it'll have all of the live sessions. So if you want to sit in on the mentoring session I had yesterday, you can click on this right here. You guys can see that's a one-on-one session with David, I believe. There's another session here, another session here. All the green ones are mentoring sessions if you want to see how I mentor people one-on-one or for the group setting. And all of these blue ones over here are going to be the live trading session. So if you guys have seen me trading live, or if you want to see my previous sessions, you guys can see my routine. I do the same thing every single day. So I look for basically 2 strategies throughout the live sessions, and then we lock in profits all throughout the day. So if you guys want to go look at that and, see, or if you want to vet me to see if I actually know what I'm doing, you can go ahead and just watch all of these videos here. You guys will see that I analyze everything before I take any trades, and I show profits right after we take a trade based off the analysis. So, my job here is to help you guys out, right? I'm also doing mentoring sessions. So if you guys want to have a mentoring session with me, just message me to set it up. I don't know how long that'll last for, because I need to start recording the new videos for the new course, the revamp of the course. So I'll put the criteria and curriculum over here again. I got a lot of videos to record, so you guys can see at about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like about 20 videos or more that I have to record. And I'm trying to get this done by the end of the year. So I got 31 days for me to record all these videos, record, edit, produce, upload, everything. So once I start recording, which will probably be today or tomorrow, I'm probably not going to be able to set up as many mentoring sessions. So if you guys want to set it up, just let me know. I'll try to open a slot for you guys, but if not, I'll see you guys back here tomorrow. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, market today was pretty trash. There wasn't really much opportunity in the market. As you can see, prices ranging super hard now. So there's nothing to take right now as well. So if anything, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I believe today's Thursday, right? So tomorrow is NFP. So yeah, we'll be trading tomorrow. We'll see how the market reacts to NFP. Of course, you're going to see some crazy movement pre-market, and we'll see how everything moves after that. But other than that, guys, have a great rest of your morning, and I will see you guys here tomorrow, same time, same place, for the next live trading session.